Of the season is in the books.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, much needed win for the Lakers tonight, 128-109 over the Portland Trailblazers. Lakers 8-12 at the quarter mark of the season, so we're 25% through the season for the Lakers. They're sitting at 8-12. Certainly, I think we could look at some games that the Lakers let go, and even some games that the Lakers got lucky on or fortunate with injuries, whatever the case is. But Lakers have obviously had their own injuries, their own setbacks through the first quarter of the season as well. Good to get the win. Good to get that bounce-back win after that loss to the Indiana Pacers. If you want to be a part of the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. Feel free to give us a shout if you're just leaving the arena or you're listening on the ESPNLA app. We also appreciate everybody tuning in on our social platforms as well. Much needed win, like I mentioned. It was nice to see Bron have a bounce-back game. He was 8-22 against the Pacers. He had 31 tonight, and he did it in just 18 shots. It was nice to see the Lakers grow a lead. I mean, right out the gate, they were, I want to say, down 11. Second quarter was crazy. 40-42 was the second quarter score for each team. I'm not talking about total at halftime. I'm talking about just in the second quarter. But the Lakers really did take over in that second half, specifically that third quarter. Outscored the Blazers 31-20, 31-27 in the fourth quarter. So that's how they got a 19-point lead, especially for a Lakers team that I heard John and Michael talk about it. Lakers got the lead all the way up to 17, and John tells Michael, does this sound familiar? But Lakers didn't turn back, and it really wasn't a game after that third quarter. So, like I said, good bounce-back win. And you're about to go on a road trip, this 6-game road trip, which is obviously going to be incredibly tough for the Lakers. 12 of your next 16 games are going to be out on the road, so Lakers definitely needed this one. Need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for two. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. I want to get a second here to go to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham, so he got a chance to talk to the media about the Lakers' 128-109 win.
Hey, Darvin, with a couple guys out tonight, I just wanted to ask you about Austin Reeves in the starting lineup kind of stepping up, and then Thomas Bryant off the bench and what you thought that they brought to the overall mix.
I mean, just a high competitive spirit, along with a lot of skill. Austin is just, I played with a guy like Austin before in college, and he just loves to hoop, man, constantly working on his game, adding to his game, can score at 3 levels. And was huge for us tonight. Just a smart defender and really versatile offensive player. Can do a ton of things on that end. And just Thomas coming off, just being ready, setting good screens, rolling, constantly running in transition, battling on the post. And, Nurkic is no easy cover for anyone. And just to see him battle, come up with some huge rebounds and putbacks and whatnot, finishes, and both of those guys were huge, especially in the absence of Lonnie and Troy.
And to follow up on Thomas, you used him at the end of the first half with that bigger group or next to AD. You also made it 3. Do you like that potential look for more minutes as the season goes on?
Absolutely. We'll see. Obviously a lot of these things are based on, we try to force our will with our rotation, but a lot of times, it's you can't fool yourself. Like, other teams are going to make you adjust certain elements of your rotation. So we're playing against a bigger, more athletic, physical team, then yes, if it's a smaller, much faster team, and then we have to make our proper adjustments. So tonight he was able to be out there, and he did very, very well.
Darvin, to begin with, Troy and Lonnie, do you have any sense of their availability come Thursday in Milwaukee or Friday in Milwaukee?
Not as of right now. They'll be reevaluated in the morning.
And then you guys won 6 out of 8. You showed some temerity bouncing back from what happened against the Pacers, and you have this big road trip coming up. Through 20 games, how are you feeling about your group and the challenge ahead?
I'm very encouraged. I'm very excited. Basically, a fourth of the season is out of the way. And we're just now starting to get all the way whole, and then tonight, going into the game, we lose 2 more guys. But overall, I mean, I'm pleased. The guys are embracing it. They had a lot of fun playing today. They played the right way on both sides of the ball. I'm very, very highly encouraged.
Darvin, AD in the fourth quarter, I think he had 14 points. How much time did you guys spend talking about making sure kind of a repeat of the 2 shots, not a lot of touches, that didn't happen again?
Well, it's just not a matter of conversation. I think it's just a matter of knowing that this guy is the focal point, and he's the guy that's going to make everyone else's life easier. Bron is going to be Bron. Bron was huge tonight, made a lot of shots. Again, Austin played his butt off. Russell was great off the bench. But, AD, we have to keep him in rhythm constantly. He covers up a lot for us defensively, getting boards, putbacks, post-ups, was great in the pick and roll, rolling to the rim, getting in the paint, getting to the free throw line. So that's basically the biggest thing, just him just feeding our epicenter. He's sort of like our epicenter in terms of what all he brings and the load he takes off everyone on that roster.
Darvin, you guys start this trip in Milwaukee. That's where you spent a big part of your career. What are you looking forward to the most going back there?
Man, it's an Italian place called Calderone Club. Shout out to the Vasari family, Gino, Mello, Frank, everybody. I'm looking forward to some penne saucice.
Dave's fine, so you're good.
That's penne pasta with Italian sauce. That's my favorite dish over there.
Darvin, to follow up on that, what is that going to be like for you emotionally? Going back to the place you spent several years, won a championship.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't cry like a baby. But it's 50-50 right now. But just getting to go back, see, another part of my journey, another part of my basketball family, some people I love dearly over there. That's been huge for me in both my playing and coaching career. Being able to make history with those guys it's great. I mean, it's good to be able to build relationships like that, and that's a wonderful city. They've always shown me love, made me feel super duper welcome. And it reminds me a lot of home, of Michigan. I'm a Midwest kid, so I'm looking forward to it. But the game is another story. They're a hell of a team. So we're going to have to put our minds together and try to give our best shot and swing for the fences once we get on the court.
Hey, Darvin. AD was obviously sensational when LeBron was out. What's the challenge when you share the court with a guy like LeBron, even for a superstar like AD, to maintain that level of aggression? And what have you done to sort of bring that out of him?
I mean, just encourage him to be aggressive at all times. And, make no mistake about it, Bron is on the same page. Bron wants him to be aggressive. And I just try to walk the fine line of having deliberate play calling and also allowing them to read the game and see what matchups and we want to go at and what actions we want to involve them in. And they do a great job of both, executing what I'm giving them and also reading the game once the game is in the flow, just saying, nah, Coach, we got one. Saying that they got an action that they want to run and they got something that they want to exploit within the opposing team's defense. And they're both 2 high IQ players. And, if it's those 2 or they're involving a third player, there's been times where it's those 2 and Russ or those 2 and Lonnie, those 2 and Austin. Like, they're really, really keen on reading the game and seeing where some soft spots are in our opposing defense.
Darvin, in terms of process from the last fourth quarter to this one, LeBron looked very different. I know you did the film session yesterday, but did you see any need to have a personal conversation or a one-on-one with a guy who controls a lot of the action? Does he kind of recognize, hey, I know what I did wrong in a game like that? Or what is the process for a guy who's obviously as experienced as he is?
I mean, one thing about Bron, he holds himself accountable. He always says, I could be better there, I could be better here during the course of us watching film. But, I told him one day I actually, we just assume that he's going to be great. We just assume that everything's good with him. So just being able to check in with him periodically and, making sure he's good and like he's trending individually in the right direction is key. It's imperative. But, he is who he is for a reason. And just what he brings, what he's able to do when he's engaged, when he's verbal, gave up a bunch of good nuggets. We did a pregame walkthrough tonight. I mean, he was awesome. Just up, alert, engaged into this game tonight, and that's what he's been throughout the season. He's given up. Even when he wasn't physically to be able to be out there, he's given us pieces in different perspectives that added on to what we were already doing, and that's great. It's great. He ran some action the day they've run in the past, and we're going to add it to our package because it worked. It was very, very effective, and I need that. That's the type of coach I want to be. This is not a dictatorship. Like, it's, you want to be able to, your players to be comfortable to bounce things off of you, and it's a vice versa thing in this new NBA. Like, these guys that are equipped with the IQ, you want them to feel involved and part of the process of reestablishing our winning culture.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. 128-109 the final score. When we come back, we'll take some of your phone calls. Be patient. We'll get to Russell Westbrook as well. Stay here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Prescription products require
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit vistapaint.com and start saving. Lakers and the Blazers tied actually points in the paint, 64 apiece. Lakers win the game 128-109. We'll get a chance to hear from Russ here in a few minutes, but I do want to take some calls. Let's start off with Aaron in Brentwood. What's going on, Aaron?
Yes, hi. How you doing, Alan? Hope you're doing well. Hope your Thanksgiving was well. I'm very happy the Lakers played these past couple games, but what I'm seeing from Anthony Davis, I really like it. And what I'm seeing from LeBron, and that's one, it's a good play. And fuck that, man. Lakers, baby, 2020.
All right, let's take another quick call here. Do me a favor, if you're going to call into the show, be a little smarter than that. Let's go to Ronnie in Anaheim. What's going on, Ronnie?
Hey, how are you, Alan? So I'm curious. These are my thoughts about the upcoming trip, and I wonder what yours are. So there's a lot of key matchups, like with Toronto, a lot of wings, and then we've got Antetokounmpo and then Embiid. So without Troy Brown or Lonnie Walker, or even if we do have them on the trip, we got our hands full. Our rotations are going to have to be pretty deep because, AD, he's going to need some breaks against Giannis and Embiid. Bryant's going to have to step up. Wembanyama's going to have to step up, and all our wings. So this is. I'm wondering what your thoughts are about, the rotation.
Appreciate you
calling in.
What
it's going to look like.
Yep. Thank you for calling in. I got to be honest. This is kind of 25% through the season right now. And we've had some matchups. It's not like the Lakers haven't had matchups. Start the season out against the Warriors. You've already had a couple against Denver. You've had a couple against the Clippers. You had kind of a first look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Phoenix Suns are expected to be a team that's going to compete. But this East Coast road trip it's always – I enjoy this road trip. Let's put it that way. Because there are some legitimate big men. Giannis, you can make the argument. Luka had a game against Giannis. First of all, Luka had a game yesterday against the Warriors, had 41, 12, and 12. A couple games before that, Luka's talking about Giannis. He played the Bucks, that he's the best player in the league. There's no answer for him. Listen, I could sit here on a night-in, night-out basis, talk Lakers basketball, and talk about how great Anthony Davis, that stretch was that he went through, and how important he is to the franchise and the organization. I could do all that. But it's these matchups that are coming up that you look most forward to because it's the cream of the crop in the NBA. First off, the Bucks have a legitimate shot getting back to the NBA Finals, winning a championship. They're 15-5. That's without Chris Middleton. Middleton hasn't played yet this year. Middleton's their second best player. I know the Boston Celtics have jumped out. They're 18-4, but I just bring that up because when you go up against players like this and teams like this, that's going to help us define what the Lakers are. Look, the 8 wins that the Lakers have, a lot of those wins are against teams that are below 500. A lot of those wins are against teams that were missing key players. Another example tonight is the Blazers missing Dame. So you need games like this to figure out who the heck the Lakers are. So to answer your question, Ronnie, I think we got a lot that we're going to figure out about the Lakers in the next couple of weeks. Okay, Russell Westbrook on the Lakers win, 128-109, the final score. Russ tonight ended up with, see his exact line, 10, 5, and 4. Did struggle from the field, just 4 of 14. Had a couple buzzer beaters. Hit a 3 before the first half ended. Hit a 3 before the third quarter ended. Here's Russell Westbrook.
Russ, did you feel like your half-court shot, helped get things going for the half-court shooter that followed you to get the jackpot after the timeout?
That's 2 in a row, huh?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I probably all him. I had nothing to do with that, but I'm glad he able to win it, take that money home.
You did have 2 end of the half and then end of the third with shots like that. Do you feel like those can just be momentum lifting type plays and obviously just trying to make the shot? But do you think that can have a tangible effect in the game?
Definitely, for sure.
Russ, you're 15 years into this. You've probably had maybe hundreds of teammates that were rookies in your time. You had Austin last year as a rookie, and now you're seeing his progression. A game like tonight, what are you seeing out of him, and then what does he bring to this team?
his ability to play the game the right way. It's hard to come by in this league, been around a long time. And he understands how to play, even at a young age. He knows how to play the game the right way, and when you do that, good things happen for you.
Russ, in the first quarter, the Stars got out to a bit of a rough start and seemed to take a little bit for you guys to maybe catch a rhythm. Did you feel like there was any lethargy hanging over from the last game and maybe sort of a hangover effect?
Nah, not for me.
All right, that's Russell Westbrook right there. 128 to 109, the final score. I'll take one more quick phone call here. Let's go to McGee in San Pedro. What's going on, McGee?
Alan, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank you.
How you doing? Once again, Reeves, great team player, like Russ just said. He understands how to play the game. I didn't really hear many guys say that about THT last year. No Troy Brown, no Lonnie Walker, 2 starters missing. You didn't really see much of a drop-off. That's because of Reeves and his production. He just has a unique style, a Bogdanovich, Kukoc type style where he's shifty. We withstood the leads, our 16-point lead, definitely into the third with Russ and Thomas Bryant was big. And we kept our composure, and I think that was the biggest thing about this game. No silly fouls, no bonus, no second-chance points for Portland, no missed wide-open threes. So, great game. Stay positive. We'll keep it going.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you calling in. So one other thing I just want to add to that, and I think the Austin Reeves, sometimes I could get caught up too where, what Braun do, what AD do. It really is important to talk about Austin Reeves. He has been he was great last year for the Lakers, kind of came out of nowhere, and he gets real minutes on this Lakers team, and he finds ways to contribute. It's great to watch him on a night-in, night-out basis. This isn't a guy that, you look at and say, oh, you know what, let's just cheer for him because he's an underdog. Yeah, he's probably an underdog, but he's a real contributor. They need him to contribute, and he's delivering for the Lakers. When we come back, we'll get a chance to hear from LeBron James. Plus, I got to read off this tweet. Sham Charania of The Athletic, you can call it breaking news here that will get an opportunity to go over as well. Lakers over the Blazers, 128-109. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
128 to 109. Lakers 8-12 on the season, inching closer to the 500 mark that I think we're all hoping the Lakers can get back to. The problem is they got some really tough games coming up here in December. I don't want to call it a make or break month, but you know, if you find yourself playing 500 basketball for most of December, you're in the mix here. You're still in the hunt. If you find yourself 5-6 games below 500, it's going to be a really difficult hole to climb out of by the time the new year starts. I thought this was interesting. Shams Charania put this up close to a half hour ago. Lakers are waiving wing shooter Matt Ryan. Sources tell The Athletic. The stadium, Ryan impressed in stint with L.A., shooting 38% from three, including a clutch shot. Of course, we know over the Pelicans in November. The move opens up a roster spot for Lakers ahead of December 15th trade date. So, obviously, the Lakers sounds like whether they got something cooking or they're just preparing just in case. Either way, they will have an open roster spot. Matt Ryan, sharpshooter, no longer part of the Lakers. All right, LBJ tonight was really, really good. I spent the last couple of days, and, this is important to point out. I spent the last couple of days critical. Was not crazy about the way some of Bron's shot selection against the Indiana Pacers. Did not like that Anthony Davis had 6-7 less shots than Bron. And Bron comes out tonight, drops 31, takes 18 shots, hits 12 of his 18 shots, hits 6 threes. Bron had one of those nights tonight. Also 8 assists and 7 rebounds. He was fantastic. And, you give praise where it's due, and certainly give praise to LBJ. Here's LeBron after the Lakers' 19-point win.
LeBron, it looked like in the second quarter you started picking up Jeremy Grant, and you guys had switched on a different matchup, I thought, in the first quarter. Was that something that you decided to do, and did you feel like that energized things a bit defensively?
Well, it was an initial matchup, but Josh Hart was ruled out. So I went to start on Walford to start the game, but then Pat got the early quick foul, so I didn't want him to get a second one. So I switched over to that, and it basically became my primary defense for the rest of the game.
And then just second half, what did you guys do better and sharper than the previous games, obviously after blowing the lead?
Well, the difference between tonight and last game, we got into our sets offensively. Even when they scored, we didn't lower our heads. We got up the floor and got into our sets, gave ourselves a lot of time to execute what we needed to go through. Had the ball moving from side to side, no matter if we made or missed. We got some great shots.
Just the overall energy and cohesion of the group right now over this last, 2-3 weeks and heading into the challenge ahead. Where do you see things standing right now?
Continue to grow. That's all you can ask for. Had some struggles early, which we didn't want, but, it's all part of the process. So, we look forward to continuing getting better. Obviously, going on your first road trip when you have a new group, it's always challenging, but it's a beautiful thing, though. You get to continue to grow. You get to grow a lot, with one another. So I'm looking forward to it.
LeBron, Austin had a season-high 22 points tonight. He's been averaging 16 over his last 9, shooting 50, 40, 90. What have you seen from him over these last few weeks?
Just got back to doing what he was doing last year. And he's getting his role continues to grow on his team. We trust him. He knows that I trust him. And he goes out and just play his game. And it's a beautiful thing to see, especially for a young player to see his growth from 1 year to the next.
Bron, what did you see from AD in the fourth today? And is that kind of what you guys need, especially as teams try to make pushes, that not just the easy baskets, but getting to the line and kind of extinguishing those mini rallies?
I think he was just himself in the fourth quarter. Like we had a lot of conversations yesterday. Yesterday was a tough day for us coming off that loss, and but we had a lot of great conversations on what we need to do to get better, how we can all be better individually. I made it a point of emphasis to kind of make sure that AD was a point of that, especially in the fourth quarter. So he's too big. It's too big time for our team not to have the ball in his hands, or like you seen on the one when Dennis was able to drive and got the floater. The layup over Nurkic, he missed, and the AD cleaned it up off the glass. You saw the pocket pass from DS when he was able to get the and one over Justice Winslow. Just very active.
Hi, LeBron. In light of this upcoming long trip, how have you, over the course of your career, approached long trips, both in terms of getting through the grind of that schedule as well as using those moments to try to help galvanize team chemistry?
I mean, for me, the journey is all part of it. The journey and the process has always been part of it throughout my career. So, just always want to continue to get better and understand that, you never want to get too high, never get too low. Stay even keeled throughout it all, no matter if you're losing or winning. So we want to continue to grow, and if we do that, we give ourselves a good chance to be the best team we can be.
Last three: Melissa, Eric, and then we'll end with Rachel.
Hey, Bron. Ever since, obviously, AD got here, it's been clear how much you've encouraged him to be him. When you were out, he was sensational, and obviously something comes with playing with you in terms of, it's hard for guys probably not to defer to a certain extent. Did you have a talk with him when you came back from that period about keeping that up, and what did that talk look like?
No. Well, we won a championship together. We don't. This is, I think, year 4 for us. I think maybe. Don't need to have a talk with AD about if I come back. You need to no. AD be AD, and we'll figure out around him. I'll figure it out. I'm okay with that, and I can do that. But we got to get the ball, keep the ball in AD's hands, and when he's rebounding like he did tonight, when he's blocking shots, he's super engaged, and and it's our job as some of the guys, a lot of the ball handlers, mine, DS, Austin, Russ, to get him the ball, and we did that tonight.
Hey, LeBron, I've been fortunate to be around a guy like Kobe who changed his game late in his career, and you've been around such a long time. Have you had to adjust your game to your body as it's, I don't want to say age, but, mature? How's your game evolved?
My game has evolved, and I don't have to rely on super-duper athleticism to be effective. Probably my first 12 years of my career, maybe 11. First 11, 12 years, I was just super-duper athletic, and I can not be as efficient and not be as dialed in on the actual game, basketball game. I can go out and just figure things out once I jumped in the air. I knew my first few years, I knew if I'll take off, I was going to be up there a lot longer than you. You're just going to land before me. Then I'll figure it out after that. But I'm also smart enough to know that in order for me to be the best player I needed to be, I got to continue to grow my game. And a lot of teams and a lot of coaches helped me. Coach Pop helped me by going under pick and rolls constantly. Dwayne Casey and his defense that he had on me when we went against Dallas in the finals in Miami helped me. Rick Carlisle, part of that as well. So a lot of those coaches helped me get better because I knew that in order for me to be the best player I can be and one of the greatest of all time, I could not have no weakness.
First of all, the answer to the question about how things have changed on road trips is that the wine has gotten more expensive.
I take it with me now.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
smarter.
exactly.
I'm a little smarter now.
Russell said he has never hit 2 buzzer-beaten threes in a single game. What was it like to watch him do that? And does anyone else energize the whole team the way Russ does when he does something?
No, his energy is infectious. I mean, obviously, and he's been on this buzzer-beater streak a lot this year, but to hit back-to-back, at the end of the second and at the end of the third. And then we have a fan to start the fourth quarter, hits another one. It's very electric in the building tonight, but Russ, his energy and what he plays with, his joy of the game is very infectious to our team. I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that is LeBron James. Interesting way ending that presser there. I'm sure that's going to be a conversation for the next couple of days. Lakers over the Portland Trailblazers, 128-109, the final score. AD coming up next. Last 10 games for Anthony Davis, 26 points a game, 12 rebounds, almost 2.5 blocks. Actually, this season, that's been his stats in 18 games played, 57% from the field. Anthony Davis coming up next. Plus, we'll give our final thoughts. Long road trip coming for the Lakers. We'll talk about that as well. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play. Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100 or play all season long at cover5.com.
Anthony Davis in just a second. December alone, can I just name off some of the opponents? I'm not going to go in order here, but I'm just going to name off some of the opponents. These ones are on the road. Bucks, Cavs, Raptors, Philly, all on the road. Throw Washington in there if you want. Home against Boston and Denver. Might be the best team in the East and the best team in the West. On the road again against Phoenix and Sacramento. On the road again versus the Dallas Mavericks, the Miami Heat, and the Atlanta Hawks. There were some other matchups in there. I didn't name off the Pistons. I didn't name off the Orlando Magic. I didn't name off Charlotte because there's some winnable games there. But, man, that's going to be quite the challenge that the Lakers have in front of them. Anthony Davis, if the Lakers are going to play 500 ball in the month of December, 12 of the next 16 games on the road, they're going to need AD to be the Anthony Davis we saw over that 2-week stretch. And tonight, another 27 points, 12 rebounds for him, add another 3 blocks, pretty much around his average. Here's AD on the Lakers win.
Taking care of business after the start, especially in some of these home games. Where do you feel like you're at as you now hit the road for 6 straight?
Right where we need to be. we let some slip away. But, I think we're clicking at the right time. Obviously, Troy and Lonnie was out, with their respective injuries. But I think this team is starting to gel on both ends of the floor. We had a good conversation yesterday about our late game execution after what happened. And what's today, Wednesday? Yeah. Monday's game. And we executed tonight towards the end of the game. So I think we're just, slowly chipping away. We know how good we are, but, we got to produce on the floor. So, we just staying together, staying locked in, and just trying to take it one game at a time.
AD, you talked about effort at the end of games, and it seemed like based on rebounding and some other things that happened that was there. But how much of tonight was about guys looking for teammates, not calling their own number, and sort of playing more balanced?
A lot. I mean, we try to play with the pass a lot. I think we did, like I said, it was all about execution. We didn't execute late game. We didn't get into sets. A lot of times it was our talent that was scoring and, not our execution. And tonight we executed to the T down the stretch, and we were able to find guys and play with the pass and trust one another. So, when you play like that, guys have rhythm shots, and it usually goes in, which is a lot different on Monday's game. So, guys are playing well. Guys are doing their part. We considered this a must-win game for us, especially after letting that one slip Monday against the Pacers. So, and you want to feel good going into a tough road stretch. I think all these teams are playing well. So, we want to feel good about ourselves and before we get on this road.
What would you consider a successful trip on these 6 games coming up?
More wins than losses. Above 500. We have 6. I say above 500. I think all the games are winnable. I mean, any given night in the NBA, anything can happen. I think we're confident enough to go in and feel like we can beat any team. But we have to do it on the defensive end, kind of like what we did tonight. They had some 30-point quarters in the 42 second quarter, but I think we were locked in a lot defensively. We had guys shooting that we wanted to shoot, and they made shots. You tip your hat to them. But, these teams that we're playing coming up on this trip are some of the top teams in the East. So we got to come out and do it defensively. But, you want to win all the games, obviously. But I think we come out above 500. We can consider that a successful trip.
AD, Austin had a season-high 22 tonight. He's been averaging 16 over the last 9 games. What type of growth have you seen from him, especially offensively, over these last few weeks?
He's just been aggressive. He's taken, another step in his progression in his game, and he's coming out being aggressive, making the right plays, taking a challenge on defense, all of that. So, he's your player, and he's playing unbelievable for us, and we definitely going to need it on this trip. But, he's constantly asking questions, to all the older guys and the coaches, and, he wants to get better. He's watching film, owning up to his mistakes. So he's playing really well.
You only see him a couple times a year, but I'm just curious, kind of year over year, looking ahead, what have you seen from Giannis, and obviously the challenges he's going to present this defense on Thursday?
He's been himself, attacking the basket, playing defensively. Obviously, it's always a team effort guarding him. He's bulldozer getting downhill and getting to the paint. So, we got to make sure that he see bodies. But I haven't seen one guy in the league stop him one-on-one. It's always a team effort. Make him see different coverages. That's really it.
AD, there's a consistency and maybe a force to the play of you and LeBron right now that, it's kind of ebbed and flowed over the last couple of years. We saw it a ton your first year here. If you have that moving forward, like what type of team can this be?
A really good team. Me and Bron are getting back to ourselves. You got Austin playing well. Some of our shooters, Lonnie and Troy, were out tonight, who've been playing well for us. Pat's coming back. Dennis is getting his legs back where he's playing well. Thomas, Wayne, everybody's playing well. Everybody's clicking. Russ. Kate Nunn is coming in playing well. So everybody's playing, big minutes for us. And, we're just clicking. We're finding our groove right now. And we want to stay in it. That's why the Pacers game really hurt us. But we watch film, we learn from it, and then apply, everything that we learned to this game, and we got to do the same thing going into this road trip. So, we continue to do the things that we've done on both ends of the floor that has gotten us wins. Then we should be fine on the trip.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there. Lakers 128 to 109, the final score. You heard AD mention it a couple different times, either the loss of the Pacers or this upcoming road trip. So obviously that's where the Lakers' attention is. Our next broadcast, so it's going to be on Friday, early game. Our pregame show will start at 3 p.m. It's in Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. So tip-off set for 4:30. So the Lakers obviously will fly tomorrow, and then they'll get to work, roll up their sleeves, see what they could do on the 6-game road trip. I do agree with AD. I don't even think you have to come out 4-2, like he's saying. Anything more wins than losses. I think 3-3 is a good road trip, and I'm not trying to. I understand the Lakers are 8-12, but you got some tough games coming up. See what the Lakers can do. Quick shout out here internally. Thank you to Michael Funches, Rebecca Womble, Wilbur Flores, the entire social media team that obviously has got the show up on our social platforms. Appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. I'm back on tomorrow morning with Travis Rogers at 10 a.m. You could start tuning in. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max at 6 a.m. Thank you for being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa, Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. Game 20 of the season is in the books.
Lakers basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers basketball delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Presented by CallJacob.com. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, you have to go to CallJacob.com.